Hey Doodles, it's Smurf here, and today is day 5 of daily Pokemon. I'm a little bit concerned with today's Pokemon. If you'll remember from yesterday, I've got a very detailed Mega Absol to do. I'm dubious to say the least. So that was day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and we're going to make sure that we stick our sheet straight under because we don't want the mess that we had yesterday's one happening again into it. So this one is very angled, as we can see here to here. So that's our bottom point. So if I try and do that around here somewhere, I'm just going to quickly draw in the bottom floor so I know where I'm going to. Alright, and then we're going to do this top bit. Will I have enough room? Maybe there. Comes down like this. Maybe on a slightly deeper angle. Hopefully I've got my proportions right. That's always seems to be what I get stuffed up the most. There's a shadow, so something like that. Oh, and there goes directly into the head. Okay, now the side of the head's supposed to be about that far away, and it comes up and angles over like that. Comes down further. How far does it angle back? Something like that. Maybe on a bit more of an angle. And then we have a little chin come up, like so. And then a bit of hair comes, is it here? I guess it's here. To about there, I think. And then we have his big paw. I hope I'm getting better with my proportions today. Just want to try and get things, I think that must come up wider. Get things a bit more accurate today, which is probably going to take me hours if I'm honest. We're already into the ugly phase. Just do it lightly and make it more accurate once I've decided what the shapes are. Well, I think that's a start. I think that's supposed to be more like this. Should we go back to that big foot? Well, actually I need to get this hair bit sussed. Maybe that way a bit more. We'll just kind of get this plotted in. Right, it goes up. That's about that wide in total. But this comes down a bit further. It comes something like that. And then this stroke comes through here and joins back in. Right, very good. But then I think I've really perhaps botched it. I think the uppermost point of the wing comes up to about here. Maybe I should be working from the top down. If I go from the top down, it might work out alright. And I mean, if we've got a little starter claw sitting in the middle of nowhere, that's okay. Don't really mind so much. Right, I think the first little bit of the wing comes out like this. And then better draw this little bit in too. Might have gone too far with that. Something like that. And then, oh, this is about 3 times the length of that. So about there. And then we flick it out. And then, so this is going to come up a little bit more than I expected. I think it's going to come up about this big. So I think that's too far down for sure. So I'm going to rub that out because it's not actually part of the picture anymore. I had good intentions. Not happy with how wide that is. It looks too narrow. That's a bit better. Now this should be a bit longer, I think. Yep. And then, is that the right line? I think so. And then this one comes out about here, I think. But it travels over slightly and then up. I'll just take it right to the top as far as I can. Does it look right? I don't know if it does. Have I squished it here a bit because of things? I think that will be... Okay, so something to me is looking funky. Maybe it's because I don't have the shadows yet, but I think I'm copying it more accurately than I usually do. So that's the 2 bit there. Maybe that's supposed to be sharper like that. Maybe that's what the problem is. And then, yeah, it comes out to about the same apparently. So I might have had that too. Oh no, this one does come out further. I'm getting confused and looking at the wrong tip. So this is actually quite tapered, if that's the right word, and quite thick. And then this bit comes in quite far, I believe, like that. Yeah, I think it is the shadows putting me off. I'm not too sure, honestly. I've never really tried to do wings before, I don't think. I've always kind of probably avoided it. Which bit am I up to? 1, 2, this bit. So I'll just put this here so I know where I'm up to. I've done that bit and now I'm currently on that piece. And then it might make my life a little bit easier. that arcs in. It comes in about that far, I think. And then next bit. Right, so this is going to come down like this. I think this needs to be like here. It's hard to sometimes try to figure out what you've done wrong. Right, so that bit, and then we're doing this bit here, and then that lifts up like that. But how far? Not that far. And then we've got a down turn. Yep. How far down does that down turn come? It should have been on a different angle, like so. Something like that. And then this bit's supposed to come here, and then down an angle kind of down like that, but not that. Down but like this. Is that going to make sense for the back? No, the back should be coming there. Oh dear. So I needed more length through here. So how am I going to get that now? Gonna go like that, and then shift that, and then up like that perhaps. Is that any better? I have no idea. I think those shadows really did put me off. Anyway, so this moves out here, or can I just extend that? Perhaps like this. Yeah, I'm just going to make that longer because I've boo-booed it. Or have I? I'm not even sure. I mean, that's not even on the right angle now. Wow. I told you I had a bad feeling. Maybe it was the pre-anxiety that got the best of me. Right, I think that's kind of savable now. So that wing is far too small. This is supposed to be down further, the wing's supposed to be longer. So I'm either going to have to abort or rub this out as best as I can and try and get that sorted. I think these two bits are alright. Up there, have I missed a bit or something? No, these are too big and they're supposed to come this way more. So I think it's from about here. Sorry guys, I'm breaking my own rules. I'm rubbing it because I can't keep going because I've butchered it so badly. But I am learning. It comes down wider than I thought. I'm going to do it like that and rub that bit out. Is that a bit better? I think so. Or am I looking at the shadow again? God damn it. And then this one juts out just a bit really. And then comes in longer. Longer than I think, obviously. And then what are we up to? How many points have we got now? Longest point, which I want to make longer if I can. Yep, okay. Feeling a bit happier about that. And then we've got 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3 more points of the wing to go. So is this in enough? It's supposed to come up a bit. Okay, do it like that then. And then this one comes out here, like that. And then down. Am I saving it or what? And then quite long into here. Oh, that's looking a bit better. Gotta break the rules sometimes. Will my back line up? Yeah, because that goes from there to about there. Just gonna make that a little bit darker. If that's the right reference point. I think it is. Maybe even down a bit further. I haven't even finished the wing yet. And then these come into here. Let's shift that up a bit because I'm making it work. That bit there goes like that, or like that rather, and up. And then we've got a little bit here, and then here, and then down, and then up. Yep, happy with that. And then we're just gonna have to change the curve of that a bit, I think, perhaps. Right, so that's the top point. That's the bend in the foot, and then it comes out to there and kind of like that. So we want to extend this to come down like that. Yep, and then there. That's a bit better. Make the hair a bit buffier. That's what I'm doing anyway. Right, cool. So now where does the back come out? The back comes out below this point, which is much smaller than it should have been. It comes down on a curve like this. Yep. Yeah. And it matches up with that point. Draw a line down so I know what I'm doing. And then we'll put you on desk view so you can maybe see what I'm doing. So by the time we get to this point, we should be starting to drop. No, it comes straightish down for a bit further and then curve quite suddenly like that. That's the line I'm sticking to. It's set in stone, but the head is too big. Is it? Yeah, it's pretty. Oh my. Right, anyway, carrying on, because I really have no option at this point. Maybe this will have to be the tester Pokemon as to whether I've improved at the end. To about there, I think. It's pretty light, so we can change it if need be. And then should finish about here. And that arm comes out here, I think. Yep, something like that. Right, now let's draw in his nail. How's that? Not too bad, I hope. Is that the top of the nail? Or the claw? Whatever you want to call it? I think so. Right, now where does this bit come out? It comes out in line with that. Put it up here for here. So do that, because it's my kind of like my placement. Now, after that, this little claw thing comes out like that, and it comes out about here. Is that the right angle? Down turns pretty suddenly, but it's got a good curve to a point. Point comes down a little bit more like that, and upward curve into the nail. I think that's pretty good. That's what we're going with anyway. And then the bottom part of the foot comes out of here, up higher. It comes about there and then turns. So I'm going to leave that there and do this bit now. Alright, so up here, I'll just sharpen that little bit up. Yep, this ear thing comes down like this, kind of glazes this, comes back on an S curve, coming down a bit, and happy with that. Right, now let's do this bit here, a bit of the wing, up to about here, longer than I think, so I learnt on the other side. Thanks. Can you close that kitchen door please? It's a bit noisy. Thanks, Betty. I think that angle needs to change. Hey Luna. And then that bit's pretty shallow. And then how far? Something like that. But that goes up like that. This is almost 2/3 the length. Is it upturned enough? I think so. Hoping so. And it juts straight back in pretty much. Then we've got a bit that comes out like this. And then it goes up on an angle, but kind of a shallow one. And then I think I might have done that too big. I have in comparison to this one. I think this one doesn't quite have its desired length. And that's a little bit better, perhaps. Wings are not my forte, guys. Should be more snug in to the horn like that. Or did I not get up high enough? I don't think I got up high enough. And is it too wide? It's too wide in here again. Jeez, I'm good at massacring wings. Oh, I see. I'm gonna rub again, guys. Should have just been on overhead view so I could see. There. Now this little one should be thinner. That, on a slightly different angle. And then, so we want to move everything this way further. So, we'll follow that same line, but we're gonna go like this. And then, here we go. I started out too big. That was my whole problem, I think. Let's rub this out and see. Such a cheater. Better? I think it's a lot better than it was. This should come back in a bit more and then come up like that, I think. And then this bit, I'm going to make a bit longer to try and angle it up like that a bit more, because the wing's supposed to continue up over that way. More, narrow that in a bit more like that. This bit here, have I saved it? Holy crap, this is supposed to be all the way down here. Oh mate, in comparison. Totally botched. Alright, well we're just going to have to deal with those errors, because otherwise I'm going to spend already been 44 minutes and not even finished drawing, guys. At least doing these daily Pokemon is pointing out to me exactly what I need to work on, and that's figuring out how bloody big something is before I start. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to remedy these problems, aren't I? In some ways I wish I was doing digital stuff, because there's always an undo button and you can just keep trying until you get it right. Maybe I shouldn't be like winging it, as I like to say, anymore. Maybe I should actually really be measuring up what hits where and all of that kind of stuff. Although if that comes down to there. Ah, that's why these are overextended, because it's supposed to be out here more. Well, I could extend these a bit to try and balance it up a bit. Does that even look like a wing anymore? Kind of. Is that a bit better? I think it does look a little bit better doing that. Just a bit. Maybe make these bigger too. Alright, that's my solution. I'm not going to rub it anymore because, as I said, cheating. Now this wing looks so much better. That's supposed to be much longer too. This is supposed to be pointier, and that'll have to do. Right, and we have this huge foot, which does look very big in the picture anyway. This needs to drop more from what I can see. And then here, I don't know, that'll do. Extend that a bit though, and curve that a bit more. There we go. There's a foot, a huge foot. I mean, maybe that's what put me off to begin with. So this has had a very, very ugly stage, hasn't it? And like that. Does that even join up? Yeah, kind of. Maybe sharpen that up a bit. Can I get the volume in the foot? Perhaps not. Oh well. Cool, and then we've got another big foot to go. This is supposed to be a bit longer, I think. Yep. And that angle is like this. That's about right. What is up with these big feet? Shush, Luna. Don't want to have to pause. Oh my gosh, I think I got the proportions right with something straight off the bat for a change. kind of, I think at this point the whole picture's out, so it's a bit hard to tell. Yeah, that looks pretty good. This is supposed to be a bit longer though. There we go. Now for these wee nails, I think it goes like that, and this one juts out here, comes down not as much as I think, but comes deeper. Yep, pretty much like that, and then that one comes out on an angle like that, goes like this. Yep. Then I need his knuckle marks, call them knuckles, and that's about right. Right, what else am I missing? Pointy black thing. That's the pointy black thing. Oh, I've done this too sharp. It's supposed to come back like this, I believe. Maybe it's just because I buggered the whole thing. So I'm going to rub that all out again. And this comes on an angle like that, yeah? It's the black thing. Yes, then is that a bit better? Or has this got to be longer now? There to here. Maybe I got that back curve wrong in the start. So naughty rubbing out though, aren't I? Go like that. Maybe that'll be better. So from there to about here, comes down the leg, and then it goes back this way a bit, and then a very long foot, like that, I think. Get this curve a bit better. Happy with that. And then this curve comes down to about there, yeah. And then we've got the back leg. Now, tummy. Tummy comes out in line with that. And then that's this leg. And we have a thigh gap, we'll call it. So that should come down a bit more. Something like that. That knee. Or is this knee too low? That's this knee. It's supposed to be bending back here, I believe. Is that better? I think so. I'm having to really concentrate to try and get any semblance of this Pokemon on the paper, if that makes sense. It's I'm out of my comfort zone with this one for sure. I've probably been out of my comfort zone with all of them, to be honest, but right, draw what you see, not what you think you see, I think is the take-home value from this. Is that about right? Something like that. And then down here we come out like this. Might have been too far like that. I think the shadows are really seeming to put my perception off, eh? I'm not sure why or how. I think that's what the problem is. I wish I had an art teacher. I really can't afford one, but the idea is I can help myself improve. I'm just gonna rub that out slightly because that's probably putting me off a bit too. And then, oh dear, I buggered this bit up too. I'll make that the baseline. No, straighter like that. And then it gets fatter here and arcs around, down and in, something like that. Yep, I'm happy with that for the tail. Right, am I done yet? Because this is... This is excruciatingly painful. Hopefully it comes all together when I colour it in. Oh my god. I'd like to say I've enjoyed this one, but so far I haven't, so hopefully when I get to the markers I'm feeling better. Let's get these in so I can abandon this one and look forward to tomorrow. That would make me feel much better. Is that about right? Yeah. I think so. Curves in like this. And then have I left myself enough room for pupils? Probably not. I might sharpen my pencil though. Right, my pencil is sharpened. I feel comfortable to do the pupil of the eye now. And that's pretty good. Oh, fucking... Excuse my language. It scared the shit out of me. So this is supposed to be the top of the mouth as well. And there is a little tiny nose that starts around the pupil. Can you even tell that's a nose? Maybe make it a little bit sharper so it looks like a nose. Is that a bit better? I can't tell. Oh, I feel like having a cry. Right, and the mouth. Oh, I might kind of plot some points out because otherwise I'm just gonna munt it. That's too high. See? I know I'd munt it if I didn't. About there? About there. Comes down a bit like that perhaps. Maybe it comes up higher over here. I'm doing my best. My best probably isn't quite good enough. Down, up, and then what angle? Pretty much straight up into here like this. Is that the right kind of shape? I think so. There's a tooth. There's the other tooth. And we're missing a tongue. Right, what slope's the tongue got on it? If I can crack onto the slope of the tongue properly, that might just look right. Is that about right? Alright, I've done my best. Done my best. That's all I can ask for, I think. The hair needs to come down like that. Now, we have forgotten something. We've forgotten this little dark blue thing, whatever this is. There we go, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'm going to sharpen my line work up. off camera because we've already been in recording time 1 hour and 8 minutes. So I don't know what will end up post because I'll try and chop out whatever I can. And yeah, and then we'll come back and we'll get some markers into this and see how it looks when I've got some shadows and stuff into it. Right, I'm back. I've chosen some markers. I can get rid of some of this stuff off my desk. I did rub out a bit more because this one has really irked me out, guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not confident enough, which is fine. Anyhow, where are we going to start? We'll start with the basis of the whole entire body. So I've got B120 pale blue and I've got MG020 blue grey 02, and I'm just going to double check which one's darker, but I'm sure this one's darker and the grey will be the lightest colour. Yeah, okay, we're going to start with the pale blue for the shadows on the body. Yeah, it comes out about here. The sad thing is if I screw the shadows up, it'll screw my picture up too anyway, which I suppose is a testament to how well done the picture was in the first place, because the shadows would never match up if it's too botched, eh? How does this come all the way down to the toe? Right, now I've got a bit of chunk because that whole leg all the way up into this stuff is all dark, so just go around these edges very lightly and then we'll fill it in, and I'll make sure I come back further away from the line out there because I don't want it to bleed into the negative space. So far I've found that the violet coal erase works the best with the markers without smearing everywhere. Right, now we'll do is, I should have started at the top really, but I might kind of move it a little bit if I can and go with the top stuff first if I can. Right, so on this page that is completely shadowed. It comes across like this into that portion, and then it comes down around here, but it goes into the hair mostly and comes down to there. So that's the hair. We've got a shadow here, shadowing slightly here, quite a bit through here, gets thicker here, comes over here, and it joins just below or above where the shadow tapers out on this part. Interruptions galore today. Sitting at my desk for like 2 hours more. My dear dad is down and he is fixing, I've got 2 Suzuki Swifts. Anyway, it's a long story, but my first one had probably a radiator problem, but I presume the head gasket was blown because it's done like 365,000 Ks. It's like a 2006 or something. And anyway, I've had it for years. Great little car, love it to bits. So I bought a new second-hand one that was a 2008. Now it had done about 180,000 Ks on the clock. It cost me $4,000, which I was quite happy to pay. Hadn't even had the car for 6 weeks, and a con rod, which is the little arm that holds the piston head, has gone through the bottom of the sump. So basically the big end bearing's gone and it's come off the crankshaft, which goes down here, and gone out the bottom of the engine. So the engine's completely stuffed basically. Might be able to reuse the head, depends if there's any damage. So my dad's just transplanted the radiator from the new Swift, which is a white Swift, so we'll call it the white Swift, to my old black Swift to see if that sorts the overheating problem with my black Swift. If that's the case, my black Swift is still going strong. But yes, my dad's a mechanic. He's down because he lives about 2 or 3 hours north of me. So yeah, lots of interruptions today because Dad's here and my son's helping him. So it's really hard today to get this sorted out. So I think what's going to happen is I'm just going to do 5 days worth of Pokemon this week, and then I'll see how I go with production because they're taking longer than I thought they would. If I can get ahead so that we can have them 7 days a week, because otherwise it's going to take absolutely monumental amounts of years for me to get them all done. I doubt anyone will ever hear this because I don't think anyone would ever listen for this long, watch a video that long. I definitely do with people's longer videos like this because I play them in the background while I'm doing other things like my own art or whatever. They're great for that. Right, and a little tiny shadow up here. Okay, now this is all coloured in. This has a slight amount that goes this way to about there and then into the, yep, so that's sweet. So I've done this bit. I haven't done the back of the foot way up. I find this easier, like copying this bit's easier because the lines and stuff are already there. So it's easier to just like get the shadowed values in because they're just chunks, really, chunky shapes. Much easier to follow along. And there, but not all the way in. And then comes down here and around, kind of follows the line like that. I should have left it a little bit more of a chunk. And it bleeds in anyway. But lessons I shall learn eventually. Now that I've just coloured this in, this should have been wider, this piece. I realise now, is in hindsight annoying. Right, so that came into there, that goes all the way, it comes up to about here, like that, and then here. Sorry guys, Dad just wanted a scrubbing brush so he can give this black Swift a good old scrub down before he takes it out on the road, because it's not road worthy at the moment, meaning it needs a warrant of fitness, we call it here in New Zealand. So that's the one that says that your vehicle's safe to be on the road. And then we have registration, which is, you know, road user levies, I suppose you would call it, which it's Rego's on hold at the moment and it has no warrant because it's been off the road for about 7 months, that one. Yeah. Anyway, he's got the radiator from the other one in it and it's running fine, but he's got to take it for a test to see whether it still overheats or not, and then that'll tell us whether the head's cracked or whether it's a thermostat issue or something else. So yeah, as with a lot of things, it's a process of elimination, just like figuring out where you've gone wrong with your art. It's a process of elimination sometimes, it seems. And then around here, that really uses the shadows to accentuate the little knuckly looking bits. I'm trying to be really careful. Hi Luna! It's Luna's birthday today because I'm shooting this video or recording this video on the 5th of August, which was Luna's birthday, and she just turned 1 today. So my baby is almost an adult dog. Like, she's the full size that she'll get already, but she's like, I don't know, considered mature at like 18 months for that breed, as far as I know, from what I read. I don't know whether the person I was reading the information from knows everything in the world about them, but I would assume so. I read it on the internet, guys. Right, so have we done all the shadow up to here? I want to try and taper it in here a bit more. That might look nicer. We got a little shadow here, little shadow down there, a little bit underneath too. We've done our little bit of shadow here. This is all shadowed. Shadow comes up to here, comes on an angle. Is that the right angle? Hopefully. Goes to about there. This one basically comes out of this one. Just gonna join it in. Called a can. It goes straight over here to shy, and then all the way into this little part of wing, and then it juts out again and goes all the way into this part, juts out like that, and that up there a little bit, and then goes into this one, but that's about as far as it goes. Right, and then up here we've got a whack of shadow in there like that, and then that's it for that wing. That's it for that wing. Have I missed anything? No, I think that's it. Right, we'll get in there with our B120 pale blue. Oh, now I'm confused. Which one's which? Right, so the one I've just used is the darker one. I've put the wrong lids on them, so I've got 2 pale blue lids on it. So the darker one is the blue, and this is the grey. I hope. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's why they should have the names on the barrels. Lordy, I'm glad I caught that. So now we've got blue grey 02, which is supposed to be lighter, or less value. Value? Is it value? I think so. Here we go. Anyway, these are the colours I picked today. Hoping they're a bit more accurate than yesterday's colours I picked. Well, that was a real experience trying to draw some cartoony wings. I've learned some stuff. Would I be better at drawing wings next time? I don't know. I didn't even draw that right. Wow, okay. Anyway, been freestyling apparently. Here's hoping the colouring in portion ties it all in together again. Makes it look better. This bit onto the here. You'd think there would have been a shadow up around here somewhere, perhaps. Oh no, it's on the underside, pretty much. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm delirious. I need a break. There's the hair done. I'll call it hair. Don't know if it is hair, but it's hair. Hair. I've done the hair. And now we need to do his, we'll go with this foot. I'm actually really enjoying using the markers in this booklet anyway. The Doodle booklet not so much, because it's just doesn't stand up to them. Right, now this bit here, and then that colour's done. Yep. Oh, I missed some shadow in here, in between his toes. Kind of a good thing I caught that, so there isn't any on that side. Okay, right, back to it. There we go. Right, so we can put that colour over there now. We'll do the dark colours and then we'll focus on the face. Okay, so for the dark navy bluish charcoaly colours, if I can, I'm pretty sure that's the colouring that they've got. I've got Capri Blue for the lighter shade, so that's B380, and I've got MB4 Napoleon Blue for the darkest area, so for the shadows on that part. So into it, got a shadow that comes out here. I'll put it on desk view for you, so you can see. I keep forgetting I can change video views. Once I get in the swing of it, it will be so much better for you. Might not be as boring. So I'm just like feathering the very tip so that I have more control over what's happening with the Ohuhu marker, and looking back at my reference as often as possible so that I don't balls anything up. It's spreading more than I wanted it to. Perfection is not going to happen with these things. Right, just under the nose is where the shadow starts in his face. Now hopefully I can stay away from it spreading too much. Just let it drift a bit for a minute and see how far it's going to go, as to how careful I need to be. I'm really quite worried about it with this bit. Being very, very careful, guys. So scared. I think we're safe. Right, is that for the shadow? The shadow comes down just into here too, just to freak me out a bit more. It goes to about there. A tiny dot here. Is that good? I think that's good. Right, and then it gets thin here and gets thick around here, goes into there, and then pretty much a straight shot across there like that. Right, how are we looking? I don't think I've butchered the face too much, but I want that to taper out a bit more. Hopefully that won't spread too far. Right, onto the nails. There we go, and is that enough? Yep. I think so. Oh, maybe somehow a touch more just here. Are we good? Are we good? I think so. And this one comes up all the way like that. Yep, happy with that. These ones, back on overhead. These ones here are all dark. That's what we get with these ones. Right, now these ones on this back leg here are all dark as well. So very carefully. The thing is they're so dark you can't even see the difference between them. Just go like that. This has got a shadow on it, and then just here, pretty much where the line art was. And then very interesting, I had to look at that twice. There, and then there. Okay, and then this is fully dark, and then the tail comes like this into there. Okay, very carefully now. Kind of spread a bit here. Oh well, can't do much about it. Can't be avoided. Right, moving on. So that's all the dark done, I think. So I'll just leave it there just in case I'm wrong. And then, so Capri Blue. So we'll start on this part, because then I need to be very careful with the face. Oh, I've got the shakes. That's how it feels anyway, because I can't get, probably because it's not parchment paper, can't get as sharp a lines as I'd like. Right, there's that bit done. We'll do this bit on the top of the head, which should look like it joins up into there for a while. I don't know if I accurately depicted that shape when I did it. That's alright. Very carefully around the face, or not. I'm doing my best. Please don't bleed into the eye. Please don't bleed into the eye. Please don't bleed in. Hold your breath, guys. Hold your breath. Please don't spread. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh well, can't do anything about it now. If it's stuffed, it's stuffed. I'm not even gonna look. Oh bro, that's bleeding so much more than I had hoped for. Right, top claws, these claws, top claws are these claws. Oh, don't spread, don't spread. Oh, I'm making it worse. Or is it better? Right, now these bottom claws need some colour. I have high hopes. I have high hopes for this Pokemon. Considering I did use a rubber, it should turn out fantastical. Is that it? I think so. Right, that's that portion of the colouring done. Right, now we've got to do the tiny, tiny little pupil bits. So, as we did with Absol, with Mega Absol, we've got R8 Geranium for the darker red in the pupil. And then we've got R2 Vermilion, and then we're going to need to use our lighter colour for in the whites, if I can get it in there, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So this is what we are attempting now. Wish me luck. make or break, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually zoom in enough for you to see that, so I'm going to put you on the overhead camera because that's the better one, and I'll try and zoom into the face while I'm doing it in post, you know, editing, so you can see what I'm doing. If I can keep my big hand out of the way, a jolly big hand. Right, so the shadow just is slightly on the top of the eye, so that's about it for the shadow. So switching to the vermilion, keep my big hand out of the way. Oh, it's gonna bleed, can't do anything about it. It's pretty good for what it is though. Now, do I want to try and put some of this for the shadow? Why not? Let's be daring. Just a dab there and a dab there. Not that I think anyone will ever notice that it's there, if you know what I mean. I am gonna need black again today though, aren't I? And then for the mouth, try something a little bit different. I've got light mahogany for the walls of his mouth. So we'll do that pretty carefully because we know it's gonna want to bleed everywhere. Right, let it go, let it sit, let it do its drift and see how far it goes in. I reckon that's covered enough, so I'll put that one down there. And then I've got two colours here. I've got Thistle, which is RV160, and I've got Antique Fuchsia, which is R250. So I'll just double check what's dark and what's light with these again. Right, so this is for the darker. So this is for the shadow at the top of the tongue. Yeah, which goes on a little curve here like that. So I'm not going to overdo it, because if I overdo it, oh no, I'm lying, I'm going to overdo it. If I overdo it, I screw it. Right, and then Thistle for the rest of the tongue, and here we go. And so that's that finished finally. 1 hour and 46 minutes into recording. So I'm going to kind of raise it up just as far as I can, just in case I can't. Can you see that? Just in case I can't zoom in. That's the finished result, which, in all honesty, it looks pretty good. But I have forgotten one thing. I've forgotten his little tiny nose to sharpen that up. So, can I get in there? Oh dear, can I even see where the nose is now? I don't think you can tell much of a difference with it, to be honest. But here we go. Just up to you again so you can see, potentially. Yeah, that turned out heaps better than I was expecting. If I hadn't used my rubber, it probably wouldn't have. It probably would have been a complete disaster. So today was, I don't even know what day we're up to anymore. Day 5. Daily Pokemon training, Mega Absol. So, thank you for joining me. If you actually watched all of this very long video, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. It does help me. And if you've been enjoying this, I would really like it very much if you could like, if you haven't already, this video, and subscribe, hopefully. And yeah, as I said, I know my videos are very long, but you can put them on in the background while you're, I don't know, brushing your dog. Anything helps. And that's what you can do for me. If there's anything I can do for you, meaning if there's any kind of like artwork you'd like to see, anything you'd like me to study to show you how to do it, because like obviously I don't know everything, but I'm willing to help. So yeah, and obviously I don't have a job because, well, you know, I've got to stuff back, so I look at this as my job, and yeah, I don't really earn anything from it. I think I've had $45 in sales of my swatches the entire time I've been on YouTube so far. I do this for the love of it, and because I really want to help other people be creative in any way I can. Really, truly, honestly, if there's anything that you think I could help you with, please do let me know below in the comments. Thank you so much, guys, and keep on doodling.